What's up, YouTube? Severin is here, derping it up as always. So it's actually been about 2 weeks or so since my last solo video. Just been busy at work, other things like that. So today what we're going to do is we're going to focus on checking out the new Javelin mech that came out this past Tuesday, as well as looking over the new skill trees that came out at the same time. I know a couple of my fellow Great Legion pilots were curious and actually requested part of a video to include the skill tree. So we're going to take a look at that, as well as we're going to do some of the challenges. So I figured I can knock out all three with a single mech, a light. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take this mech with the Javelin high there, which is, I don't know if PGI was even trying very hard when they thought up that name, but so here's the stock loadout. It's actually not too bad, honestly, but I might tweak it up a little bit, and I definitely could use some increase to the armor here. It looks pretty small, so we'll see what we can do there, but I'll be right back after I tweak this up. And welcome back. So I finished tweaking the Javelin hero, put on the GDL scheme that I've been doing on just about every mech these days. Let's take a look at my tweaks here. So kept the two SRM6s. I figure, why not? I mean, that's pretty much what it's going to be used for anyway. I lowered one of the tons of SRM ammo to a half ton. I kept the medium lasers, although I might switch those to small pulses. We will see. Mainly because of this little heat threshold right here, a little lower than I'd prefer. And I took out 4 of the jump jets, the 2 in each leg, just so I could increase the armor. And it's almost full armor, except for the less than 2 less in the head. So yeah, we can't go any higher on that. Like I said, I might do a small pulses, but we're going to take a look and see what the first match will do. And before I figure out what I'm going to do with the skill tree, we're going to go into a match and just play it out and see how it handles. And we'll be right back. Alright, and we're back. We're dropping into HPG Manifold on Conquest. I'll just change my weapon groups here real quick, because I totally forgot to do that. Alright. I guess I'll come and help out capture Gamma. 97.2 kph. So that's a bit slower than I probably should go. I have a feeling I might end up having to downgrade the SRM 6s to 4s. But I guess that depends on how fast I actually want this thing to go. I'll go ahead and stick with the other Javelin over there. I noticed that a few of the variants are all missiles, which personally I'm not really too keen on mechs that have no energy points whatsoever. But you gotta use what you got. Oh yeah, he's definitely going a lot faster than me, so I probably need to upgrade that engine some.
Affirmative.
Could either do small pulses or, heaven forbid, 4 small lasers, which probably won't do very much. It's either that, or I actually do take out that half ton of SRM ammo, as well as one of the 2 remaining jump jets, and just see how far I can take the engine. This is taking a lot longer to get to the fight. Oh, here's my first contender. This is not going to end well, probably, for me.
Incoming missile.
Yep. And of course I got missiles. Hey, let's all take out the light, it seems. Yeah, I'm moving a little too slow.
Missile.
This is not. This is like adder speed. Probably a bad idea. So we're gonna have to take a look at how we want to do those skills. Cause I have a feeling. Oh, obviously, I'm gonna want to get speed tweak. I have a feeling that's gonna be a important need as a light. Oh, this is
Light
not gonna.
target acquired.
No.
Warning, incoming missile. Light
Oh,
pulsar
and
critical.
here comes the death yet. I walked right into that one. That was a that was derp. That was definitely derp. That was a big derp for me. So now that match is done,
New
at least for
target
me anyway, we're gonna
acquired.
go ahead and head back into the mech lab and take a look at the skill trees.
Target
Be
destroyed.
right back. And here we are back in the mech lab, just checking out the quirks that are already on the mech. Looks like it is just structure. So survival tree will probably help big time. Well, not probably, it will. With those additional structures. So let's head on over there. Suppose I'll go ahead and use up some of my pool. Kinda don't want to, but alright, first things first, let's go ahead and go with the we're gonna do survival. Gonna do mobility. We're gonna see where we go with that, how far we can go, and if I have any points left over, might dip into the firepower tree. Maybe jump jets, maybe not. No. Let's take a look and see how many points we'll have left after we go through the survival and mobility, and we'll go from there. So be right back. And we're back. So here is the survival tree. If you notice, I took everything except for the 2 AMS nodes, mainly because, well, I don't have AMS on the mech. Now, let's take a look at how this affects the mech in real time. So the I believe the lights get a larger bonus in percentage per node, but if you actually look at the mech itself, so the center torso only gets +8 to armor, and the side torsos get +5, the arms +4, the legs +6. Now, to me, some people, I suppose it depends on who you speak with. Now, my mindset is not, a meta game, comp mindset. I am building these mechs in the way that I see them performing, in the way I see them. As for the role, as well as capitalizing on any buffs they tend to already have. For example, since this does not have any base armor quirks already on it before skills, I personally would probably ignore the armor nodes. I think these extra few points here is negligible. Some other players may disagree. More armor equals more to shoot through. That could also be true, but it really depends. Now, going back to the skill tree here, obviously I did take, all of the reinforced casing, the skeletal density. So the skeletal density is going to increase the structure on top of the already bonus structure that the mech gets as a base. So, in reality, and in theory, it should be pretty tanky, I would believe, and have, take a little bit longer to kill it. Whereas, relying on that extra small amount of armor on each part of the mech probably won't play too much of a role in it. I mean, think about it. One alpha strike from anything, and the body part is probably already open to the internals. I mean, that's my reasoning behind it. Now, going over to mobility here. Under agility, I actually did take all the notes. I figure with a close range brawling light, being able to not only move faster with speed tweak, but also be able to maneuver a lot easier, and being able to twist more against other lights or anything really would definitely help it. We go over now to, we actually didn't have, I want to say I had 70 something points already spent just through those 2 trees. I did go through the auxiliary, the miscellaneous tree. This is the first mech I've done this at, honestly, so far with this much. Normally I would take this right node here to get an increased buff to arty strikes, arty and air strikes, and then I would go down the middle, getting, enhancing my cool shot, getting, an extra consumable, and helping with the cool shot cooldown. If I was a fire support mech, I normally would go to the right here and take, advanced salvo 1 and 2, reserves, enhanced spotting for the accuracy, and another consumable. So for fire support, I would take 2 strikes and a cool shot. For brawling type mechs, I would just go down the middle so I can have two cool shots and 1 strike. For this, however, I'm going to have all 5 slots available. So I am going to take some UAVs because I know as a short range light, I'm going to be all up in the, the masses of the enemies, and they're probably going to turn and might as well, throw up a UAV. Now, after all these selections that I did make, I had 2 points left over, and some people are probably going to criticize me for it, but I did take 2 of the capture nodes, mainly because, well, why not? I mean, there wasn't really anything else I could think to spend on it that was really worth it. I mean, I could take target info for, slightly faster details to come up on my screen, and maybe get a sensor range 1. Short range, I don't know if that's really going to matter too much for me. Speaking of the sensor range, the sensor systems here, if I do any kind of sniper mech, or any long range really, whether it's an LRM boat or just a pure sniper mech like Gauss, PPCs, I would go with the target info and all the targeting info and all the sensor range, just to increase, my ability to lock on further. And advanced zoom for the snipers, I wouldn't bother with advanced zoom for LRM boats, but the sensor range, target info, those would be, pretty must-haves for long range sniping and LRMs. For LRMs, though, I would add on, these target decays to help with that. And maybe, depending on what type of, if it's a lighter mech, I might consider going into radar depth, just jumping in and out of sight very quickly. I can imagine it helping, of course, the larger mechs, but they're going to be a little bit slower when they're going in and out. A fast, medium, or light can do that a lot simpler, and they'll be able to relocate and lose any locks on them a lot faster. So, going 1 tab over here, mech operations, quick ignition. If I in the event I happen to shut down, and I can start back up, slightly faster. I don't really think that's going to matter too much. When I play a light, I tend to try to play a little bit more conservative and cautiously. So the amount of shutdowns I get might be pretty much nil. and improved gyros or speed retention. Speed retention might help if I get lagged, but again, that's really only if I get lagged, which probably will happen, so that's not really an if. In a light, they more than likely will go for your legs. But a 10% increase is probably not going to be too much, and I'm going to be dead anyway. Once a light is legged, they're fodder. So I voted against taking speed retention or anything in the mech operations, considering the hit and run tactics I'm going to be basically doing with this Javelin. I should be able to have time to scamper off and cool down. So I didn't really bother with the heat containment or the cool runs either. Improved gyros is really, if you're getting, incoming damage, it lowers the screen shake. Probably very useful on the larger mechs that'll be able to take, a lot of that damage coming in. For a light, probably not so much. But again, it depends on the player. I didn't bother with the jump capabilities. I don't really see this as a mech I'm going to be doing. As a mech that I don't really want to really focus too much on jumping on, but at least I'll have them on there. Now, what I might do in retrospect here, because if you see, I did not take any points in firepower. Now, I could remove, all these armor hardenings like right here, leaving this one open just so I can get these other, 2 nodes right here. That would be the only one I would take. That would give me 9 points to go with, and if I were to do reverse here, take away 2 of those 2 capture nodes I took, I might be able to go into the weapons tree somewhat decently. It'd be a matter of how I would do that. In a brawling mech, like anything with base armor buffs to it before skills, I'd be making it as a tank. Normally, if I'm going brawling with it, I would make it basically as a tank. My Orion K, I went through all these and did, I left the 2 AMS unchecked. Everything else was full. I had armor almost as much as an Atlas, which is a lot. Plus the structure quirks would help. I didn't take it all the way down here to get speed tweak. I figure I just wanted to focus on the torso movement and mobility. I did, take my Orion through the mech operations. I did take all these just so it can have better heat management. Basically, my ideas of a brawling tank mech is just one that can take the damage and last longer, while the DPS or the fire support is dishing out the damage, and you're adding to that damage, but you're kind of keeping the attention because you're up close and they're gonna they're trying to kill you. So that is what I would do in that case on a brawling mech. In a fire support, I would more than likely take all the nodes here, or most of them. If I'm just doing fire support, more than likely I will focus on the weapon type that is primary for that mech. If it's a laser boat, I would take the 4 laser duration nodes simply for that, and then for the rest I would just go through every node until I get all of the heat gen quirks while avoiding velocity ones. And you are able to avoid any velocity nodes if you go through all this. It's set up in a way that you can completely ignore velocity if you have a weapon that does not benefit from it. So in addition, so similar in the same vein as a sniper or even a LRM mech, dedicated long range. So my dedicated long range ones, I take through all of the global nodes. Well, except for velocity, like I said, if it has no need for velocity, like if it's not Gauss or PPC. Although if I'm using a sniper mech, more than likely it's a PPC or a Gauss. It might be an ER large laser in some cases, but mostly my snipers are ER PPC or Gauss or a mixture of. So I would of course add the appropriate the two Gauss. Where's the other one here? The two Gauss. I keep saying Gauss. Gauss nodes for the charge, which all it really does is extends the amount of time that you can hold the charge. And if I'm going for a missile boat, I will of course take the missile nodes. I may or may not ignore the ammo nodes. Depends on how much ammo I actually carry and if I actually want to spend the cost on those nodes. So sniper mech, I'm taking all the global ones, and if that long range sniper mech is an LRM boat, take the the missile nodes. Those will benefit from velocity. If I'm taking energy ballistic sniper, I'm ignoring all the missile ones. I'm also ignoring the laser duration ones unless my sniper happens to be an ER large sniper. So in this case, for the Javelin, if I remove some of those nodes, I might consider going through. So let's try this. We're going to go straight down. Now there's only 2 missiles on here, but there's 4 lasers. So, and I can already tell you right now that is not going to happen. So at the very most, I can take 2 laser duration nodes and a missile spread. I mean, it might help. It might be beneficial. It might be something to consider, but I really don't know at this time until I play around with it. I mean, you can unlock all of the nodes for each mech after the first unlock. Or the first unlock is, I believe, C-bills and XP, unless you have global skill points or any other, given skill points already, either from historic or whatnot. Then you can just spend it or unlock it using the skill points. But otherwise, first unlock is using C-bills and XP. After you've unlocked a node for the first time, and then you disable it, and then you re-enable it, I believe it's just XP to re-enable it. I could be wrong. I might have looked that up. But I'm going to do some finishing touchings here on this skill trees. I think I'm going to go back to what I had before, just for the first run. And we'll tweak it from there. But I will be right back in another match.
Nominal.
And we're back, dropping in on River City. Looks like nighttime. So before I dropped in, I did actually go ahead and tweak the loadout a little. I swapped the 4 medium lasers to 4 small pulses. I removed one of the jump jets, so I only have 1. I removed one of the double heat sinks and was able to increase my engine to an XL200. So as you can see now, with speed tweak, I am going 116.1. This might be good enough. I don't know exactly how much faster any other Javelins are going. But the purpose of this match right now is to work on one of the challenges this weekend. One of which is to detect 10 enemy mechs with UAVs. And as you can see on my hood, I have 2 UAVs ready to go, as well as 2 strikes just in case, and 1 cool shot. So I don't know if this is going to be a great place to do it, but I feel like I might need to do some flanking just to put up a UAV. And that's not going to work.
Fuel at 0%.
I gotta think where I might need to go. And I'm stopped by the building again. I really don't know what I'm going to do here. One thing I hate about River City is we always seem to clump up at the Citadel. So, I guess I gotta go be a light. And I'm probably gonna get attacked. I have no ECM. I'm really hoping that no one saw me. Really hoping. I have a feeling I'm going to regret this. Huh. I guess I should have put my UAV up over by the Citadel after all. Okay, that's just a night vision. This is insane. I can never really see that well at night.
UAV activated.
Alright, let's get one UAV up. I don't know if it's going to detect anything since there's already a UAV up detecting things, but we will find out after the match. Or rather, once the challenge updates on the progress. And let's throw up another.
UAV activated.
I've yet to do any damage.
Target
But, like I
acquired.
said, the purpose was to detect those UAVs, and that's probably going to be a bad angle to go fight from.
New target
Ugh.
acquired.
So we have 2 dead on our team. And they're really pushing from both sides. This is not going to end well. Ooh, hello. Oh, and of course this Timberwolf blocks me. Yeah, let's shoot the Javelin. Why not?
New target acquired.
Oh yeah, let's totally ignore everything else.
Target destroyed.
This is why a lot of times I hate piloting lights.
New target
Especially
acquired.
close range brawlers. I'm always afraid of, you know, what angle to come in on. They're always able to see me no matter where I go.
New
I mean,
target
look at this. It's
acquired.
just I guess I'll attack this Raven or something. And I'm narked. That's awesome. That's great. Here, I'll just mess from
New
you.
target
Hello,
acquired.
Blackjack. I don't know how well this is gonna go.
Right
But he's at least.
critical damage. Right
Serpentine,
leg
serpentine!
damage. Right torso
Yeah, I don't think
critical.
the armor, because I did put the armor nodes back on there. I really don't think they're even worth it.
Critical damage.
Not without some base. Yeah, see, not without some base armor buffs already on there. The structure quirks would be great, but it looks like it wasn't even absorbing that much damage. Of course, it is a light. I'm not that great with lights, but we are gonna eventually get the hang of that, I suppose. Well, that's gonna be about it. Later on, I suppose I'll check to see how much progress I made with those UAVs. If I'm very unlucky to the point where I got nothing, I guess I'll have to, you know, do more matches until I get those UAVs, as well as the other challenges. I still gotta do those, but not gonna be the focus right now. But that's about it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to slap that like button. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe as well. And until then, Mechwarriors, take it easy.